Hi there, it's Galen, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. Today I'm here showing some creative ways to use stenciling with embossing paste. In this case, I'm using metallic silver embossing paste for a background. This is going to be a nursing card. It's like a thank you card, and this background works perfectly with it. So to begin, I use Unity Stamp Company kit called Work of Heart and Care for the Caretakers. And these are digital stamps at this time. I'm not sure if they'll become rubber stamps, but I colored the digital stamp and fussy cut it out. It's just cutting it out to get it ready. And I use stencils by Rabbit Hole Designs, and I'm using dies by My Favorite Things, and I'm using a plastic craft mat. And for embossing, I use Dreamweaver metallic silver embossing paste and pixie spray, and also a Fiskars paper trimmer and a spatula. I have a pre-trimmed and pre-die cut panel that I'm going to stencil on. So before I do that, I just mist one side of the stencil with pixie spray and put that stencil right over the cardstock panel. And then just it holds into place nicely for that. And so for the spreading of the embossing paste, I mix it a little bit beforehand just to make sure it's not clumped up in there and all. So I used a spatula. I have there to the left something called a stencil pal that I should have used, but I'm so used to using this spatula for spreading that I forget it's there. I forget to use the stencil pal, which makes it easier to blend that embossing paste over the stencil. But anyway, it works just fine with a spatula if you don't have a stencil pal. And so I just take some of the embossing paste and I choose a corner and work it through all of those open spaces that are on the stencil. That will become a pattern for that cardstock panel. Even though it looks messy now, it will have a pretty pattern when we're finished. And so I make a lot of passes or a few passes with that paste over, all directions, top to bottom, sideways, just so that you get all the little cracks and crevices. In this case, I'm going to use half of this panel, but I wanted to go ahead and have two. One panel would be for later on for another project. So for now, I take off extra masking tape just to make sure it fastened the way I wanted it to without moving. I took the masking tape off, and I'm carefully lifting up that panel with the pattern on it. And you have to go ahead and wash all the tools that you used with that embossing paste so that it doesn't dry. So you want to wash those immediately. And so once it's dry, either heat set it or leave it to dry, you're ready to go. I decided to use part of this panel. I'm going to trim it diagonally using my Fiskars paper trimmer. And so that will give me two pieces to use. One now, and then I'll probably make a few more nurse cards because I just want to thank some of the nurses that I know. So I'm going to use that second panel for another card. And there you go. Just assemble it. Just layer with foam tape or double-sided flat tape, your choice. And just layer that panel with the nurse and the sentiment, and it's all set. It's a real fun way to add a pretty background that shimmers. It shimmers much nicer in person. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you take a moment to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. Have a great day.